Hello, my fifth graders. Welcome to day 2 of your chapter 5 practice test. So we had the hardest problem yesterday, which is the flowers problem. Today the hardest problem is going to be number 12. So if you struggled with number 12, totally makes sense. Number 12 is hard. Number 11 though, number 11 is a breeze, right? Get rid of the decimal in the divisor, bring the decimal up, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down. 1, 5, 1, 15, 3, 5. So 1 and 35. Number 11 is nice. Number 12 is hard. Number 12 has 2 parts. Part B is the hardest of the 2 parts. It totally is. I'm with you on that. So what I've done is I've copied what you will see on Think Central, but let's start off with part A. Part A says she spends this. How many poster boards does she buy? Well, I look over at my chart here and it says poster boards are 75 cents. So I have 2 options. 1, I can add 75 until I get to 225, or 2, I can divide 225 by 75. Well, here's the thing. It's going to be a 1-digit number. So I'm just going to add 75 a bunch. 75, 75, 75, 5, 10, 15, 21, 22. Okay, so that was really lucky. 3. Sorry. It's just gonna buy 3. There we go. Part A. Part B is the hardest of the 2. And I think it's the hardest of the 2 because they use that method that I always found very interesting when I first started teaching. Because honestly, I would solve this by having 2 linear equations and solving for the variable. But as 5th graders, I knew you guys didn't know how to do that. So when I was first starting to teach, I wasn't quite sure what they wanted you to do. And that's when I looked up the answer in the textbook, and it always ends up being, hey, guess and check. Just guess and check. Whenever I make it more complicated, they just want you to guess and check. So here's how you guess and check using what they said here. So the one I got was actually 487, which is the same one in here. So here's what they're looking for you to do. Using compatible numbers, you find the total items that are going to cost 487. Okay. So I know I'm buying paintbrushes and jars of paint. Well, paintbrushes are 95 cents, jars of paint are 99 cents. Both of those are pretty close to $1. Now, if everything costs $4.87, how many items can I buy that are close to $4.87 that each cost about $1? Well, 5. That's what they're looking for. That you can buy a total of 5 items because $4.87 is pretty close to 5, and each of these are pretty close to $1. Now, here comes the harder part. How many of each does she actually buy? So, if it's 5 items, I'm going to split those 5 between the paint and the paintbrush. So I'm going to start with 95 times 3, and then 99 times 2, because there would be 5 items. So 5 times 5 is 15, 27, 28, 18 carry, 18, 19. All right, 285, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, because it needs to end in a 7. So it's not 3 and 2. Is it 2 and 3? Five times 5 is 10. Ooh, that's nicer. 18, 19. Okay, I've got 190. This has to end in a 7. 3 times. Oh, that's looking good. 27, 28, 29. Let's add 190. 7, 18, 2, 3, 4. Woohoo! So when she buys 2 paintbrushes and 3 jars of paint, it equals 487. That's how they want you to do it. It's hard. It is hard. If you wrote this down, Might be a good idea. It's going to look really similar on your Think Central. They just want you to color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 1. Forget that I'm being videotaped. When I make like weird faces, it's just my face. I guess it's not a weird face. Maybe it is. Whatever. It's the face I was born with. What are you going to do about it? Can't take it back now. All right, so I've shaded in 1 and 4/10, 1 whole and 4/10, and now I'm going to circle 7/10, because that's what it's telling me to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that was a bad circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So what did I get? 2 circles. But that's what the picture looks like. Okay. Tabitha bought peppers that cost this. She paid that. How many pans did she buy? Divide. Crazy. And it says show your work, and they make you show your work on the test. I know, right? So what they do is they say 79 hundredths times 100, 3 and 95 times 100. We do that by just saying get rid of the decimal in the divisor, 1, 2. Whatever I do the divisor, I do to the dividend. So just be aware. Don't panic. So now I divide 79 into that. Well, I know. So here's my thought process on this, because honestly, don't know my 79 facts. So I can try and estimate this a couple ways. I can say, okay, well, 79 is close to 80. 39 is close to 40. Maybe 2? Maybe 3? So 80 into 40 would be 5, actually, because I know my multiplication. The other way I do it is I think, what's a number that when I multiply by 9, my first digit is a 5? And that's still 5. So 5 times 9. 5 times 9 is 45. Regroup the 4, bring down the 5. 5 times 7 is 35. Plus 4 is 39. So that's a good sign. 395, subtract, and I'm done. How many peppers? 5. Divide. And they're going to say, or maybe they won't, get rid of the decimal. Decimal comes over 1 and up. 6 goes into 7 once. Multiply, subtract, bring down, multiply, 13. Oh, those ones are nice. Right away. So, will I need a dividend to find the quotient? Yes. Because I can already see when I put that 1.4 inside with my 0.05, 1, 2, 1, 2, I added a 0. So yes. Move it once, no. Move it once, no. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, they're both divisible. Oh, I love the rules of divisibility. I get to teach you that in chapter 6. It is my favorite, you guys. Oh, they're so much fun. I don't know anything for 7s or 8s, but the other numbers, oh, they're so good. Anyway, divide by 15. So 22.8 into 15 containers. Decimal comes straight up. 15 into 22 once. Multiply, subtract. 7? Is 7 correct? Yes, bring down. 15 into 78. 60, 75. So 5? 5 times 5 is 25. 5, 6, 7. Oh, good. 8 minus 5 is 3. Add a 0. Bring it down because no more remainders. Excuse me. 15 into 30 is 2. Multiply, subtract, and I am done. So 152, 1 and 52 hundredths. That's how much ounces, quarts. Potatoes. Tomatoes. Tomatoes cost about 58 cents a pound. He pays $2.03. Give a reasonable estimate. And so this is what they give you on Think Central. And I think that's what confuses a lot of people. He can buy blank tenths divided by blank tenths is blank. His estimate is or is not reasonable. So blank tenths divided by blank tenths. In this problem, what I would have done is 203 divided by 58. So compatible numbers, 58 becomes 60. This, I mean, it's either 18 or 24, right? So I'm not sure what would be here. So I would choose a number that is close. I bet they're going to put 18. So it's going to say 18 tenths or 24 tenths. It's going to say one of those. Whichever one is correct, I would choose that. And then this I would say is 6 tenths, right? 20 tenths, 6 tenths is, so 20, that's why it's not. Maybe this is 18 tenths divided by 6 tenths is 3. So he says he bought 4. Is his estimate reasonable? No, it's not reasonable because of this. Next, how many pounds did he actually buy? Show your work. So now I actually have to solve it. Divided by 0.58. 58 does not go into that. Move it, move it, move it, move it, come up. And they're going to ask you to say 58 times 100. 58. Okay, that's how they make you show your work. So 58 times 3, because that was my estimate, right? 3 times 8 is 24, carry 15, 16, 17, 174. Decimals here. This was a 3. Subtract 13 minus 5 is 8. 1, 18, good. Bring down the 0. I'm going to say 5 because it needs to end in a 0. 58 times 5. I think that's too big though. It's too big. I knew I was right. This was a 9. This is a 2. I need my class there to correct me when I make math mistakes, guys. When I make videos, you're not there for me. 0, carry the 4. 25 plus 4 is 28. It's not though. But it's 3.5. What did I do wrong? Okay, hold on. I'm going to figure this out. I don't know what's going on with Miss Gorman today. Probably because this is my second math video and my brain's fried. Here's the problem. 3 times 58 is not 175, if you guys figured it out before me, which I'm sure you did. 3 times 58 is 174. Now when I subtract, I get a 9, which is why this is a 9 and why it's 3.5. All right. This problem. Okay. This is a 4-in-1 problem. That's only worth 2 points, but it's a 4-in-1 problem. So let's figure this out. 3 divided by 6. That's what we're going to do. We're going to divide this by 6. We're going to divide this by 7. We're going to divide this by 8. We're going to divide this by 5. And we're going to figure out which one is the bigger number when I divide. That's bottom line what you're doing here. So 6 into 36 is 6 times with some number. 7 into 43 is 6 times with some number. Okay. 8 into 50 is 6 with, this is not going well, guys. And 5 into 21 is 4. Okay. So we got rid of 1 at least. Not that one. That one is not fastest. So now I have to like keep going with these ones. 36, 3, 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 0. This is going to be about 60 something. Okay. This is, whoops, right here. I don't know why I put my decimal there. 42, 1, 5, 262 something. Come on, 8. Either be higher than 62. So this one's out. We already know this is 60, this is 62. So let's see what 8 is. 8 into this is 648. 1640. So this is 62.5. Oh, 62.1. So the answer is C. She's fastest. That's how I would do the problem. It was really messy. Sorry. See how messy that is? Whew. All right. We're buying socks now. She bought 3 pairs of socks for that. She will save that by buying a multi-pack instead of buying 3 individual socks. If she bought the same amount, how much does each sock cost when bought individually? Show your work. Great. Here's what Think Central forces you to do. Okay, so this is my Think Central answer or question. So it doesn't really make sense for you. So let's have it make sense for you. 39. Okay, so here was my Think Central question. They said 2598 plus 639 is blank. So they're kind of forcing you to answer the question their way. That's fine. So I'm going to take the socks and add what she saved to get how much it would have cost her for those 3 original socks. So 2598 plus 639. 9 plus 8 is 17. 10 plus 3 is 13. 12 plus 6 plus 6 is 12. Carry the 1. 32.37. So it would have normally cost her 32.37. So then I'm going to take that 32.37, 7, 8, 9, yep, and I'm going to divide it by 3, and they kind of tell you, divide it by 3. 32.37 divided by 3. 1, 3, 0, 2, 0. Decimal point comes straight up. Bring down the 3. 7, 279. So 10.79. Each pair costs 10.79. You can follow what they ask you to do. That's all that will take. One more question. People get this one wrong all the time. This number, I remember it last year, like having to go back and like check everyone's answers because everyone got it wrong. 2 of the parts are pretty easy. The cost of the jersey and the sales cost. This part is where people would mess up and they'd get this problem wrong. So here's what it is. He spent $22. He bought 2 jerseys and 3 pairs of socks. Each jersey cost $6.75. So how much does each jersey cost? Each jersey costs $6.75. Great. So he spent $6.75, but he bought 2 of them, $6.75. Sales tax was $103. What's the sales tax? $103. So what's the cost of the pair of socks? That's kind of what they're asking you. So here's everything he bought. Here's how much he spent. I'm going to add up how much he bought, subtract it from what he was spent. So 10 plus 3 is 13. 14 plus 1 is 15, Carrie. 12, 13, 14. So he spent $14.53 on what we know. I'm going to subtract it from my cost. Borrow from the 2, make it a 1. 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. 9 minus 5 is 4. Decimal point. 11 minus 4 is 7. So many people, you guys, put 747 here. Each sock did not cost for $7.47. I swear to you guys, I saw that answer go there constantly, and it is so wrong. He is not spending $7.47 on 3 socks. Like, that's a lot for each pair of sock. And they just want to know what each pair of sock is. So when you get this number, you need to divide by 3. 747 divide by 3. Please don't forget to divide by 3. 3 into 7 twice. 6 subtract, bring down. 4, 12 subtract, bring down. 9, 2, 49. If you got 747 in that spot, you got the wrong answer because you didn't divide, but you were like so close to the right answer. All right, you guys, that's day 2. Have a wonderful day today.